Now, the Metropolitan Police have once again been accused of two-tier policing. This after a heavy-handed approach to marches on St George's Day yesterday in Whitehall, in strong contrast to their handling of pro-Palestinian protests. Well, let's talk about this with Claire Fox, Baroness Claire Fox, who joins us right now. Good morning to you, Claire.
Good morning.
Good morning. Apologies, I've left very little time, and I do apologise for that because I'd love to hear more from you. But, I mean, do you think we are seeing two-tier policing, whether it's BLM or pro-Palestinian protesters or lockdown protesters or people marking St George's Day? It seems to be very different every time.
I think that the way that the police handled the St George's Day gathering of Tommy Robinson and his merry band of men was perhaps the way that people anticipate the police will behave when they think there's behaviour that breaches the peace or, offensive and aggressive behaviour on a demonstration. So in some way, you could say it was kind of policing as we're used to it.
Yeah.
The problem is that of late, the police seem to be completely differential in the way that they do police demonstrations. So they were more than happy and seemed to be quite in their comfort zone to really stick the boot in, metaphorically, yesterday. But when we've seen what can only be described as some disturbing scenes on the pro-Palestinian marches, they have looked the other way. And so you can understand why this just leads to a great deal of cynicism about the police. Not that they're necessarily politically taking sides, but they do not seem to be confident about policing certain demonstrations. Yeah. And there's been plenty of examples on the pro-Palestinian marches where you just feel, couldn't you have gone in there and dealt with that?
And even when
Instead,
it's been caught on camera. But this
is
it. Even when we've seen pro-Palestinian marches where they've been defacing, statues and jumping around on the cenotaph and things like that, or well, next to the cenotaph, and no action is taken. And the view of the police seems to be, well, we'll stand back, we'll video everything, we'll get people afterwards, don't worry. But they don't take that approach when it comes to the people who attended the St George's Day rally.
Yeah, the problem we've got is that people now do not trust the impartiality of the police.
Yeah. And
this can be on a range of issues. I actually was agreeing to come on here to talk about whether the Labour Party should apologise to Rosie Duffield. So let me at least get a little bit in on the question of the gender-sex argument, because there's been so often when you've had a situation where women have been gathering to assert their right to say that women are women, biological women and so on. Trans activists have turned up. Yep. And rather than the police dealing with the trans activists, they behaved as though the women who were gathering for Let Women Speak, for example, are the problem. They're being provocative by having their demonstration. And yet, and so consistently and across the board, the police are inconsistent. And you never know, and that's a terrible situation to be in, whether the police are going to protect you if you're being attacked on a demonstration, even verbally, whether people are going to use, as we've seen on the pro-Palestinian marches, people using anti-Semitic slogans and so on. I'm not even saying that they should all be arrested. I certainly don't think
it just needs to be the same rule, whoever it is, for the same action.
You need to feel.
Thank you.
You need
so
to
much.
feel that that's what's going on.
Completely agree with you, and I'm sure our audience does too. Thank you very much for joining us. Short but sweet. Always so worth talking to you. Thank you so much.